Hey guys, welcome back. This is Heather Hope Reed with the Inspired Entrepreneur Podcast. Welcome back, guys. Okay, let's jump into today's topic. I pulled my book, The Inspired Entrepreneur, and I flipped to the first page, I just flipped to a page. And I read it and I'm like, you know what? This is exactly how I feel right now. And something that I was contemplating yesterday and just really feeling it right now. So I thought, oh, this is so perfect. And this is exactly why I created the book. I've always called it kind of like a fortune cookie for your business, fortune cookie of law of attraction in your business. Because if you need inspiration, all you have to do is pull my book from the shelf and open it up to any page. Or if you feel inspired, just look up what today's date is. Excuse me. So I flipped it open. I had no idea what I was going to talk about yet today. And let's read it and then I'll explain it because this is highly important for you and your business. Okay, so April 3rd. If you haven't gotten my book yet, you can grab it on Amazon. The link is down below. Okay, if it feels hard, it means you're not working from alignment. Whatever you're doing, if it feels hard, like you're really efforting, you're not in alignment, okay? If it feels exciting and energetic when you work, sorry, I can't read. Apparently, I turned off my lights thinking, oh no, I'll be fine. And then I forgot that I actually have to read. It feels exciting and energetic when you work from alignment. It's delicious. Okay, let me catch my breath because I just had to jump on. If it feels hard, it means you're not working from alignment. It feels exciting and energetic when you work from alignment. It's delicious. Okay, yesterday I took my drive. If you know me, I'm usually out of the house every day and I take a drive. Lately, I've been driving to the airport. I live about 2 miles from my local airport, my little airport, and I go over there to look at jets that sit there. They do charter little jets. And I've been visualizing owning one. So for a few months now. Anyway, so I drive over there and I'm driving around town and I'm listening to an Abraham at the time, Abraham Hicks, and they're talking about this subject. They're talking about efforting, that you're not in alignment. And the question is, how do you get into alignment, right? Especially when it comes to your career, your work, your business. And so the key is like, so there's like this whole misconception about the law of attraction, about how all we do is just visualize and just sit on our couch and do nothing. And I don't know where that came from. I honestly don't. I've never thought of law of attraction as that. So I think the people who downplayed law of attraction have no freaking clue. So that's my opinion. Usually people with a downplayed don't have a clue. So anyway, so I was thinking about it. I'm like, oh yeah, duh, you have to line up with getting into alignment. Like you have to get into alignment with what you like doing. Because they were talking about how if it's not a hell yes, then it's a hell no. Because if it's not exciting, energetic, yes, I want to do this kind of a feeling, then it's only because it's not the right path at all. Like you really are trying too hard, or it's just that's not lined up for you. Or it's just you haven't lined it up. So I go through a lot of times where I'm just not lined up and waiting for the inspiration to line me up. And inspiration comes in when you're lined up, or when you meditate, or when you get your mind off of things and like watch something that's funny or laugh or do something completely different. That's when inspiration comes in. But if nothing is going on and you're just kind of stagnant, there's nothing lined up, so there's no inspiration. So you may have days where you're just like, I don't feel like doing anything today. Like, well, I don't usually have a whole day like that. I usually have moments like that or hours like that in a day. But or I will start a project and then it's like several days later and I hadn't touched it again, and I'm like, well, maybe it's just not the right thing right now. And it's really most likely because if I start something, I'm usually excited about it because I've learned this, right? It's just that I haven't lined up with it. So what I did was I'm driving. I thought about because I had already been driving for a few minutes or, well, not a few minutes, like 20 minutes or whatever. And then I thought, well, I could come home. I had Gizmo with me. And so we sat at the dog park and, and then we were driving towards the house and I thought, oh yeah, I could go home. And then I thought, no, just keep driving. That's what I thought. And so during that, listening to Abraham, I said, okay, I just need to line up. Okay. So I said, you know what? I really like what I do. I really like talking about the law of attraction. I really like doing my podcast. I really like growing my YouTube channel. I really like writing books. I really like helping people. I really like making money. I really like making money helping people. Like all of these things. I just kept saying I really like. I didn't want to go too far. Like I just love all of this stuff. I do. When it's super lined up, I love everything I do. But I have those moments when it's like, I don't feel like doing anything. And it's just legit. My energy's not lined up. My thoughts are not lined up. They're tired. That have you seen the meme that floats around? I used to complain about it in the past. Like I've been kind of removed from Facebook for a while just because I got rid of my social media apps on my phone and just kind of wanted to take a break from everything. And now I'm back on Facebook a lot more, just being more social, which is a nice feeling. And staying out of people's business, that sort of thing. I try to just not care about what people are doing. Like I care about people, but I don't care if they're doing weird things. But I think we're all here to create our own life, and that's it. But the meme of like your soul is tired. I don't know. It goes on a little bit more. And I used to share it and say, no, it's not. Your soul is not tired. Your soul is pure source energy. It is everything. It is so powerful, blah, 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 right? I said, the only thing that's old are your thoughts. Your thoughts are old. So that's how I feel during the moments during the day that I'm just tired. My thoughts are tired. It's like I'm having tiring thoughts. Like, oh, I could use a nap. Well, yeah, I could use a nap probably daily and they help. But sometimes my thoughts, I'm not aware of what I'm thinking in the moment of like just being tired or not wanting to do something. And maybe I should just change my, my attention at that point, my focus. Maybe I should just focus on something else. Like last night I was getting nowhere on the computer, the stuff I wanted to get done last night. So I sat here and I'm like, Heather, stop, just stop. You're not getting anywhere. You're not getting anywhere. So go to the living room and go finish the episode of, what is that food truck show? The Great American Food Truck, whatever. I just got into that this season right now. Just for something that's not so dramatic or crazy or whatever. And I actually kind of got into it. So I'm like, oh, go finish the episode you started this morning while you were having breakfast. Because I try to only watch about a half an episode. So I don't sit out and watch TV for very long. And so I went out to the couch. This is probably like 9:30 last night. And I just sit there and I watch the rest of the show. Actually, I watched, did I watch that one? I think I did. And then I watched one of the stupid ones I watch. And I was just laughing at silly people. That's what I kept doing. Oh, silly people. Because they were just being dramatic and they could be considered stressful, which I normally feel that way. But I'm like, no, I don't want to feel stressful. I'm just going to laugh at how silly they are for being kind of dramatic. So, and I sat there and it felt really good. It felt good to do that. And so, did I get anything else done last night? No, but I felt good. Instead of sitting on the computer getting nothing done and not feeling good because I wasn't getting anything done and I was tired and whatever. annoyed because I didn't feel like doing anything. So you have to listen to yourself. Okay, so going back to the car, so I'm saying all these things, doing a rampage basically, starting off, fairly general, getting more specific as my energy increased, as I was getting more excited, and a series of manifestations occurred. One of them I'm not going to talk about because it's a little personal, regarding somebody that I know in town, but I did run into somebody, and that was a really pleasant experience, and so that was nice, of just passing by through town, and then what else? There was something else. Oh, I saw a red Tesla because I wanted to see a red Tesla earlier, in my trip, in my little drive, because we're getting a red Tesla sometime soon. And so I wanted to see one. We have a supercharger station here in town, and since we're a pass through, between Phoenix and Vegas, so we're like the town that everybody stops in, and so there's Teslas always in town, but I don't always see a red one. So I wanted to see a red Tesla, and I did. So I was driving through town, and I came back around, and there was a red Tesla. I'm like, thank you. That's awesome. So then I turn, and I'm heading back towards my house, and I see the most beautiful sunset. It was so pretty. And I was just in awe of how gorgeous it was. And so, the previous couple of nights I was saying, you know what, I bet I'm missing really beautiful sunsets because I'm looking out my back window, because I have a beautiful view of the mountains from the back of my house. And when the sun is setting, it makes this really beautiful, like, I don't know, shadowing, or, it makes the mountains look more purple, and they're beautiful to me. It's like the biggest reason why I moved here is because of that back. And like, I don't see the sunset because the sunset's on the other side, but during sunset, that's beautiful. But if I go to the front of the house, it's usually a really beautiful sunset, but it's kind of like, but I see the back so much more because we have all these windows. So it was really cool that I got to see the sunset last night. And it was all due to listening to my inner voice saying, just keep driving. Okay, I'll keep driving. And then I was like, no, I got to line up the energy. Like, I love being productive. I love the things I do. All the things I do, I actually really love doing. I don't love doing them all the time, though. Like, we just don't, right? We have lots of things we want to do or like doing, but we don't necessarily like doing them all the time. Sometimes we're just tired and want to do something else. So if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. And it's only a hell no if it's not lined up. And it's really up to you whether it's lined up or not. Like, that's how everything is. It's up to you whether something's lined up or not. You get to decide. If it's something that you really want to pursue, line up with it. Talk positively about it. We talked about this on Monday about watching the conversations that you have, because a lot of times we can get it down the rabbit hole talking to someone else about the things, like, the complaints of the world. So you'll know. So if you're efforting in a work project or your business, it just means it's not lined up. It's not lined up yet. So you can take a break, you can meditate, you can talk positively about it. You can talk about the aspects that you really like about it and see how the energy changes. Because eventually you're going to get excited about it again. But that's really the work to do every day, is talk about the things that you want. Talk about it. So every morning I wake up, I come to my desk, and I look at the framed, I don't know if I shared this with you guys before, but because I think I did this while I was taking my break. I have a identity. I created an identity of the person that I am becoming, or who I've chosen to be. Like, you get to choose who you are. You get to choose. Like you can change your whole personality, right? I was talking to somebody about about that. Some people think that they need to change locations to change themselves, and they don't. Because a lot of time, most of the time, when you change location, you don't change your personality based on your location. You have to change your personality before you do anything. Because a lot of people move thinking it's going to change their life, but it doesn't. Because wherever you go, you take yourself with you. If you're taking the same person with you, it's going to be the same life. It's just a different location. So I told this person, I said, you can change your name, because a lot of times when you change your name, that's part of your identity, right? That's like a huge part of your identity. Huge part of your personality is your name. So you could try changing your name. If you had a name that you really resonate with, change your name. I've changed my name so many times, like legally and for fun or for business or for pen name, all of that. And I just change it to something that I resonate with, of who I am now. And it's not like I'm doing this daily. I'm not. But like right now, my name is Heather Hope Reed. Reed is my married name that I legally changed. I did that the very end of last year. Hope is I'm going to legally change it to my middle name sometime soon. And Heather's my real name. So I changed Heather Hope, when I was working with depression clients, because it was very memorable, and it was something that I do. I instill hope, right? When I was a therapist, I instilled hope with my clients. So I was Heather Hope. And then I thought, you know what? I really want to integrate everything Heather Hope Reed. So that's who I am. But I have created this identity over time of who, the accomplishments that I really want to have in my life right now. And I've listed them all out. And I've printed it out, a really beautiful font, and I put it in this really beautiful gold frame, and it's sitting on my desk. So I read it every day, several times a day. I'll look at it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's who I am. That's who I am. Vibrational. I'm living my vibrational life right now. I said that in the car yesterday when I was picturing, like, which car would I be driving right now? I've also been playing the money game, the prosperity game by Abraham. And that's been so amazing. So with that, I've bought 2 cars. And so I thought, okay, which car would I be driving right now? And so I figured it out, and I was picturing myself driving that car. And so it's just, and I told myself I was living my vibrational life right now, because I can live in the vision of it and be happy. I did that today during meditation. I was trying to meditate. I was relaxing, but I still had some thoughts of, which were really cool ideas that I was getting. And I was thinking about how Abraham says that if you visualize, but you feel like you feel, what's the right word? You don't feel good when you visualize because you don't have it yet, then, you're kind of not there yet. But when I visualize, I'm really incredibly happy when I visualize the life that I'm creating. Like, it's not here, but because I understand how, like, vibration, and I understand, like, what's it called? All probabilities exist. Everything exists in a vibrational place, right? And so I know it's real. And just the vision of it, the visualization of it is enough. Because I do know how it feels when you manifest something in physical form. It's like, oh, cool. And then quickly you're just like, yeah, you're over it. So when you visualize it and you're happy about it, that happiness can extend for a long time. Like when you think about it. But when you actually have the car in the garage, it becomes old news. It literally becomes old news. Tell me that's not true. So it's kind of like I'm enjoying every minute of visualizing these things right now, because I know that once they're manifested, it's old news. And then it's going to be, what's the next thing? Does that make sense? So I was like, yesterday I was like, I'm just living inside my vibrational life right now. I'm visualizing driving around town in one of my cars, and I'm visualizing who I am, who I'm becoming, all these things. Playing the prosperity game along with this, incredible. Writing out checks every day. I'm doing a whole check register. I bought it on Amazon, this big check register. Because when I went back to the chapter in Ask and It's Given about the prosperity game, they said, make everything as real as you possibly can. It's not, because I started the prosperity game last week, and I was just writing it in a notebook, keeping track of things that I was buying. And so I go back to the chapter. I'm like, let's see what else they say. And they say, make it as real life as you can. So I'm like, okay, let's find some checks. Now, I've created checks in the past. I just didn't feel like printing them out and cutting them up. So I went on Amazon and bought a book of checks. Like, they're actually manifestation checks, that sort of thing. I'm still cutting them up. I think I'm just going to go back and print mine off and just cut them, because I'm basically doing the same thing. So anyway, but prosperity game, if you don't know what it is, Abraham Hicks created this game to allow money to flow easier to us. So the way that they created it, and I've played this game numerous times. I've done it in my group. I've done it with clients, and done it with myself numerous times. My husband has done it. And so how they've written it is, number one, you get $1,000. Like, you just picture that $1,000 was deposited into your account and you spend it. And then the next day you get $2,000, you spend it. And then it just keeps going like that. Well, $1,000 doesn't excite me. Like, I have a hard time spending $1,000, because everything I want is a lot more money than that. It's like, I don't really go without anything at this point. Like, that's $1,000, a couple thousand or whatever. So it's hard for me to spend that because it's so small amount of money. This is over time. I've done this. I did do this a few years ago, at $1,000, and I didn't have a hard time spending it because I was in a different place than I am now. My abundance mindset, my prosperity mindset has changed quite a bit in the last 3 or 4 years. But when I first started this about 4 years ago, or 3 years ago, I did start at 1,000, and I did spend it just totally perfectly fine. Needed new tires, needed new this, new that, and everything was that amount. So it was cool. So this time around, I did something better. I did something that fit me. I started on day one with $100,000, and it increases by 100 every day. So today is only day 6. I just started this, right? So today I got deposited $600,000. Now, I've spent all of it so far, like not today, but the past week on all kinds of things, just pretty easily. This morning I was like, gosh, what am I going to spend $600,000 on? And I'm telling you, things fill in pretty quickly, very easily. That money's being spent today. Is pretty cool. It's really cool to just see, me looking down at something and then realizing, oh yeah, that's what I wanted to buy. Like, I thought of it a year ago, and then I'm like, cool, I got it, and the money just is there. So, and then I write out the check for it. So it's pretty fun. And it has been incredible for, just opening up this vibration, just having lots of fun with it, and just thinking bigger, and just getting more excited about things. So it's been a lot of fun. So anyway, you got to line up the energy, guys. You got to talk things into existence. Like, you have to talk the energy into existence. You have to, say the things. Like, if you find yourself just out of it with your business, when you feel out of it with your business, you're going to attract more thoughts of it not working or things you don't like about it. So you just have to go back to basics of, like, what is it that I actually like? It might be better to get yourself in a better place, like a better mood, and then start from there. Like, I was in a good place when I was doing all this. I was just kind of like, I just needed to take a drive. So I take a drive and things are pretty good. And then I started the whole, I really like doing this and I really like doing that. And it just grew from there. And then a bunch of manifestations came. And it became a really fun ride. Really fun. Feeling really, really good yesterday. Well, I do pretty much every day. Excuse me. So I gotta go. Today, I'm recording this yesterday for recording this on the 13th, which is my wedding anniversary. And it's been 2 years being married, just over 4 years being together with my husband. And so we're going to go take off, have dinner, and run a couple of errands. But I wanted to get this done and uploaded so I don't have to work tonight. And that's it. But yeah. So I will be back on Friday. Have an amazing rest of your day and line up the energy. That's all you got to do. And the universe will take care of everything. So I will see you on Friday. Bye, guys.